Are you ready to letter with pencils? Yeehaw! I'm so excited to be lettering with you. And today I'm putting together all of the packets that I'm sending out to those who sign up for Lettering with Pencils, August 1st. All right, here I am in production. I'm going to start out by cutting some paper. And this is just part of the welcome packet. Make sure that I'm all lined up here. This is the little note that I'm sending out in the packet. It says, welcome to Lettering with Pencils. I'm so excited to be lettering with you. Here you will find the paper you will need to make your exemplar book. Be sure to collect 4 different types of pencils. Now, I'll be using the Blackwing pencils, and you can learn more about their products at www.blackwing602.com/Heather Martinez. And I'd really, if you sign up, be sure to review the email I sent you upon registration. It includes helpful resources you may want to review and print before our session together. So I also have lots of extra goodies that I'm going to include in this packet. And I'll see everybody at the live session, but let me show you what you're going to want to download. You're probably going to want to download this PDF. It's guidelines. We're going to use this guideline for the centerfold, this guideline for the cover, and this is an optional guideline that I'm going to show you how to use. It's super fun, and you're going to put this behind your Capital Bond paper. And if you don't know about Capital Bond, be sure to check out the video that Carol DuBosch and I made about Capital Bond. Okay, back to what else you're going to want to download. You're going to want to download this pencil exemplar. Maybe you don't need to print it, but if you want to, you certainly can. And this will give you some inspiration for some different types of lettering, especially ones that have gradients in them. And to practice your lettering, you might want to download the winning list of pangrams from last year's pangram contest. And so we've got lots of pangrams here. If for some reason you don't know what a pangram is, it is an alphabet sentence, which means every letter of the alphabet is in this sentence. Now, you probably know the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. These are original pangrams made and written by calligraphers. So what else do you get in this packet? Well, you get all of the supplies that you need in order to create your exemplar. You'll get either a coaster or a magnet that has that design on it, which is also the cover for this mini zine. If for some reason you want to learn about the audition pack by Blackwing, I talk about the 4 different pencils in this little zine. And this is also printed on a light cockle paper, not on Capital Bond, but it is a similar paper. And we're going to talk about paper surfaces and what makes this one so unique and great for pencil lettering. I'll also throw in a couple of other fun stickers, and we'll see you at the session. But be sure to stay tuned. Keep watching this video because I'm going to do some more production today and do some lettering and also show you, well, I have a special treat in store. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm thinking of each of you as I put these pages together. This was an 8.5 by 11 US letter size that I have cut vertically, meaning in the long way, so that it's 11 by 5.5. I'm going to fold that in half. So our booklets are going to be horizontal like this. And then I'm going to take this top sheet. You're going to get 3 sheets. We're actually only going to use 2 sheets for our book, but I wanted to give you an extra sheet in case you say, oh no, I messed up. I can't hand you another sheet through the screen since we're not meeting in person. So I want to go ahead and create these for you. And as I handle each one of these pieces of paper, I'm thinking about the wonderful potential of what your book may become. So I'm thinking of you. I'm going to use my bone folder, really flatten that out. And then what I'm going to do, because we're going to turn this book into a reverse piano hinge, I want to make sure that it's all ready to go for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 2-inch slit into there. I already have what we call our bookmark and our spine, which I will also fold in half. That spine, that bookmark will go inside of the spine, and then it will go inside of the book like this. And I'm testing each one of these to make sure that it's working. And then when you get it, depending on if you decide maybe you do want to use all 3 sheets of paper, it's up to you. However big you want to make your book, you're going to fold that over. So I'm not going to fold it for you. You're going to do that yourself, and then you can glue it over if you want. And then to keep these pristine as they go through the mail, I'm putting them in a, putting them in a glassine envelope, along with some other goodies. You'll see me put the rest of this together very soon. Now, I can't just send off an envelope that has these supplies in it. I have to make it a little special. And I've been wanting to have an excuse to create a stamp or a carving of a pencil anyway. So what I've done is I went to blackwing602.com, and I took a screenshot of a Blackwing pencil, brought it into Photoshop, and decided to use the stamp filter to make it black and white. I know that I could draw it just as easily, but I just wanted to see if I could do it. And then now I'm going to place it on this piece of Easy Cut. Let's see if I can get it on there. Just enough so that I can then take probably some kind of a ballpoint pen, which I don't know that I own one. Let me see if I could just use the pencil here. Blackwing Matte. This is the softest pencil in the collection. And as we know, Blackwing is famous for their square, replaceable erasers. I just want to put a couple indentations there. So that's pretty rough. I think if I were to do this again, I might use a different type of graphite, maybe something that's not as soft here, but this gives me enough to work with. Now I'll see if I can use this to kind of clean it up. This will help give me a sharper line. This is a Neuland Find One sketch. And it's actually got gray ink in it, which I love gray. I'm gonna do that way. And I have to decide, do I want this whole thing to be shaped like a pencil, or do I want to cut out the pencil and just leave it a block? And I'll look at this for reference. This line should meet up with that. All right. Well, let's look at the pencil too for reference. I think this needs a little curve like this. This could come in a little bit. It's pretty good. Let's get carving. Ta-da! That's funny. Okay, so before I became a calligrapher, I was a photographer and ceramic artist. And before I did all of that, I was actually a printmaker. And luckily, I got a refresher from Carol DuBosch, who teaches a stamp carving class. And that's what inspired me to do this. However, originally, I didn't want to just put a pencil. Oops, I got something under there. A whole bunch under there. I didn't originally just want to put a pencil on the envelope. Here's the envelope. I wanted to write people's names across the front. So let me do that. And then I'll show you how I'm going to use this stamp. So I went out looking for some gray inks, and this is a wonderful #1 gray marker from Neuland. It's called 104. There's like 7 different grays. This is just a scrap paper, some notes from the pencil lettering workshop that I'm about to teach. But I also found this Pentel gray brush marker. So this is an actual brush. Now, if you do get a Pentel, it's called a color brush. I believe color. Anyway, you have to take off that little ring, and it screws backwards from most screw tops, right? So we know the righty tighty, lefty loosey. This is opposite of that. Oops, let's make sure that we get ink all through those bristles. There we go. And I just want to see what color it is, because I don't really want to write in pencil on my envelopes because I'm afraid that it might get smeared. So what if I write people's names? And I'm going to go ahead and write Carol's name in a brush script that I also learned from her. So it's gray. It's going to take a moment to dry. And then what I can do is take the pointy half of the pencil, and maybe I should line this up a little bit here and say 1-2 inches down. Oops, let's make sure I've got something in the background. Of course, that doesn't really work either if I need to measure it. Let's try this. I go, each one of these squares is a 1/2 inch, 2 down, and I mark it. 1, 2 here, and I have that lined up. Then what I can do is take the pencil side and stamp that. You need to come in just a little bit more because you can't quite tell that that's a pencil. And then coming this way, let's see if it still works. Ooh, very, very close. Coming this way, I'll do the back end of the pencil, the eraser side of the pencil. And I'll come in a little bit more since there's room. And stamp that. It's a little on the high side, but I think she'll understand. And thank you so much for being, it's a little bit on the high side over here, but how fun to now have a stamp of a Blackwing pencil. Yes, we have 2 Carols in the class. And just for fun, let's make this a whole pencil. Yay.
Here we go, bringing it all together. I've got so many different things I'm putting in here that I'm going to have to make this non-machinable mail. So I got this little stamp because I tend to do that a lot, is send things that are really thick or have a lot in it. And I love this stamp as well. It says, "For the love of art and all things sacred, please do not bend." That because there is going to be so many things in it, including my note, some stickers, especially this Pangram sticker. For those of you who know about Pangram Day, you can go to pangram.love if you don't know and get some more Pangram stickers. The zine that has some examples in it, and the paper that I just put together. Oh, and let's go ahead and throw in, for those that are signing up early, you're getting a magnet. For those who sign up a little bit later, I have a coaster for you. And we'll go ahead and when I go to seal this, I'll put a sticker on it and address it. And it's also going to require a non-machinable stamp and maybe an additional stamp. I'll have to weigh it just to make sure. So look for yours in the mail and sign up soon.